Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to the show. A little behind schedule here. My goodness, I'm getting all prettied up and ready for my show. And Jen says to me, it's like 2 o'clock right now, don't you? Like it's 5 o'clock Eastern? I'm going, nah, I got plenty of time. Oops, no, it's time to go on the air. I'm here. Do not pay the ransom. I'm here. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Traveling with Bruce. We're talking cruise ships, cruise ship holidays, deals, trends, updates, whatever's going on. That's what we're doing, and I'm glad you've come by to say hi. If you're a newbie, you've never been here before, I'm Bruce out of Creston, British Columbia. I'm just about 3 miles north of the U.S. border. Here in Creston today, probably going to be 95 today, 94, 95 degrees. Gorgeous, gorgeous sunny weather. A little bit of a wind, but it's okay. If you're walking in the shade, it's okay. But if you're walking in the open air, it's too much. So be careful out there. What can I tell you? Let me know where you're watching me from if you want. If you want to participate, anyone's welcome to join in. Tell me where you're watching me from. What's your high temperature today? What's the price of gas in your neighborhood, by the way? How much are you paying for gas out there? We're paying $1.40 a liter here, 3.7 liters for a U.S. gallon. So 285, about $5 a gallon, a U.S. gallon, which run us about 350, 360 American for a gallon of gas here in Creston. Keep in mind, this is the country that makes this stuff. Like you guys, you make gas, we make gas, but we pay through the nose in Canada for gasoline. Curious, how much you paying down there? What else was I going to tell you? But news of the day. I got a bit of news for you on the day. The channel's growing. Looks like 2,375, 2,380 subscribers, something like that. Fantastic. Welcome aboard the channel, all of you who've just joined recently, and those of you who've been here a while. We are now talking today, July the 19th, 2018, and on August the 12th, coming up, it will be my 1-year anniversary being on the air on this channel on YouTube. Unbelievable, almost a year on the air. I can't believe it. Thank you for all your support who are following me. Those who follow me daily on my live streams, Monday to Friday at 5 in the afternoon, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 o'clock trivia, tonight's trivia, and Saturdays at 2 in the afternoon Eastern time. Thank you for those of you who follow me all the time and supporting this channel. Some of you folks are picking up Traveling with Bruce merchandise like this, coffee mugs and travel mugs. Here's my coffee mug that matches my t-shirt today. Cheers to all of you. Caffeine-free Diet Coke, the good stuff. Some of you are picking up wall clocks and hoodies and stickers and just all kinds of stuff. If you go to my Redbubble store, check it out. The link is down below here in the description of the video. Also, thank you to all of you who've been sending me donations through my PayPal account. There are a few of you who send me donations on a regular basis. Some of you once in a while. Thank you, every one of you, for ever helping me out through any kind of donation like that. About 94% of the proceeds that go to PayPal come right to me, and it's instantaneous. Within 10 minutes, the funds are available for me to use. Some of you have in the past supported this channel with a super chat contribution on PayPal. Sorry, on on YouTube. Thank you for those. However, I have to tell you that if you do send me a super chat, 30% goes off the top. I only get 70% of that money, and it can take me up to 6 weeks to get it. So I far prefer a YouTube donation. If you're thinking of making a donation to this channel, keeping me going, PayPal is the way to go. I really appreciate it. Also, a few of you are giving me a monthly donation through Patreon, which the link is also up here on my homepage, right there somewhere. Thank you for those. I don't do much with Patreon. I don't really, post much on there. I set it up last year in October, and I realized pretty quickly that in order to have an active, engaging Patreon site, I'd have to spend an hour a day on it, and I cannot spare an hour a day. I'm so busy trying to work this channel and the research I do every day to what to bring you, the information I need to bring it, that I just cannot give up 6-7 hours a week for that. And so a few of you, despite that site not doing much, you send me money anyway, which is great. Thank you so much. It's got like an automatic contribution through like a credit card, and you can just forget about it. You set it, you forget it, and Bruce gets something every month. That's great. I get about 90% of those funds. Thank you. But PayPal is the best for us, for myself and Jen. Oh gosh, we're so happy when a PayPal donation comes in. That just helps pay the bills, and it's instantaneous, and we can just put that where it has to go. Let's talk about some news of the day. I've got Germany, news out of Germany. Apparently, a study is they're studying the numbers, the cruise numbers out of Germany right now. And interestingly, for 2017, there were 2.2 million passengers taking cruises that were German speaking, basically out of Germany. And the cruise lines that cater to the German market are one is called AIDA, it was spelled AIDA, AIDA Cruising, which is owned by Carnival. The second line that dominates the market is called it's TUI, are the initials, TUI Cruise Line. Their ships are called Mein Schiff, SCH, was it IEFF, something like that, Mein Schiff, MEIN. Between the two of those lines, they own about 60% of the German cruise market. The other 40% of the market is split between other brands called like Phoenix, Risen, MSC has a chunk, Costa, which is another Caribbean subsidiary line, has a chunk, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian. Those are the other competitors. Pullman Tour Cruises is out of Spain, partially owned by Royal Caribbean, and they have a small piece of the German market, but the rest of this market, I'd say about 95% of the market or higher is controlled by the brands I just mentioned. Anyway, in 2017, 2.2 million Germans were cruising. A very high number, a growing number. But the estimates that are that by 2027, so in the next 9 years or so, that is expected to reach 5 million a year. Now that's surprising because right now, today, 2.7 million passengers, or 27 million, I should say, are on cruise ships. 27 million. We're on our way to 30 million, I think, next year for 2019, 2020. We're on our way to 30 million annual travelers on cruise ships. Germany is estimated to hit 5 million by 2027. That is a significant chunk of the market by that time. It could represent, it wouldn't surprise me if it represented, say, 8, 9, 10, 11% of the market, a pretty high run. Very interesting. AIDA is expecting to reach 1.8 million passengers, and TUI, Mein Schiff, 1.2 million passengers. So between the two of them, they think they're going to have 3 million of the 5 million. Pretty big growth rate. And that is why AIDA and TUI both have ships on order for that market, growing market. Now, the Germans cruise everywhere. They're not like, let's just go from Hamburg up to Norway and back. They're cruising everywhere. These ships go to the Mediterranean. These ships sometimes originate in the Mediterranean, where Germans will fly to an airport and get on the ship there. There are Mein Schiff ships coming to North America on North American cruises, or quite long extended cruises. Very strong following, very loyal following from AIDA and TUI and other brands. So I thought that was interesting news that I heard today. I was quite surprised and impressed by the German numbers. Of course, Europeans, you know, there are all these countries that belong to the European Union, and Germany is the top dog. They're the most powerful economic country in the European Union, stronger than France, certainly stronger than the UK. Of course, UK is trying to get out. Italy, Spain, they're all behind Germany. Germany leads the way. The German economy has been on fire for the last 8 or 10 years. Very well run, disciplined government, disciplined business people there. The German economy, the German nation, has about a $20 billion or billion euro dollar surplus in its federal budget. The government of Germany runs a surplus. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. It makes us look like chumps. They are running a massive surplus. They're very disciplined in their spending, and they're high taxing, but the citizenry, you never have to worry about healthcare, education, and infrastructure because their bills are paid, and German checks don't bounce. So the population of Germany, the working population, they'll get, say, upwards of 6 weeks holiday per year, paid for holiday. Maternity leave can be up to a year, if not longer, all paid for. It comes from someplace. Well, it comes from taxes. And these folks don't mind paying because they get the benefits of these bills. And when it comes time to take a holiday, a bunch of German holidayers are thinking, you know what, I'm going on a cruise. why don't I take a 1 or 2 or 3 week cruise with one of these cruise lines, German-speaking staff on board. The menus will be written in English and German. The onshore excursions will be conducted with German tour guides. It'll be like not even leaving home. It'll be that comfortable. Just like for us, when we in North America go to Europe, we love it when we have a German-speaking tour guide to handle us. Well, it's the same thing with the Germans. And that is why this segment of the cruise business is booming. And these cruises are not cheap cruises. TUI and ADA are not known for discount cruises at all. They're known for, fair price product. They do compete with each other for the business, don't get me wrong. And a lot of Germans, of course, do cruise on the Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and Carnival here in the US and Canada because they like to see parts of the world that they are not used to. And they're bilingual. They're greatly bilingual and can handle English even if German isn't spoken on board the ship. But this market here is a fast-growing market, and that 65, 70 million German people are being pursued heavily by these cruise lines for the business. Other topic today I'm going to talk about is more fallout from the Norwegian Joy being pulled out of China and being moved into Seattle. This is a story that most of the media is just not picking up on. They missed the boat on this. The folks at Norwegian, I have to give them kudos. The folks in the PR department, they nailed this announcement. They buried this little story deep inside a profit report that they issued yesterday to Wall Street. Norwegian talked about how their earnings are going to be higher in the fourth quarter, and that their earnings per share they've upped their estimates as to how much money they're going to make. Wall Street fell for that hook, line, and sinker. The stock went up 5-6% yesterday during the trading day, and the paragraph that was mentioned regarding the removement of the Joy, the redeployment of the Joy, no one paid attention to it. They forgot. They didn't notice it, and Wall Street analysts are dropping the ball on this story. They have no idea, or they're just not paying attention to the fact that this is going to cost Norwegian a lot of money. And if we get any kind of a correction in the economy, any kind of a slowdown in the economy, oh my, there are going to be issues across the cruise business. All cruise lines could be in financial challenging times in not too long a future. But at the moment, no one cares. No one is paying attention. We got the tax cuts. Republicans are in power. Everything's great. We don't have to worry about pollution controls. It's all wonderful. But the fact that $1 billion asset is being pulled out of China, along with Quantum of the Seas, another $1 billion asset by Royal Caribbean, people in the cruise business are those that are deep into it. They really know what's going on. But the general public at large and the general cruise business as a whole just not paying attention to the story. But you know what? For a consumer, good news. For you guys out there, this could be great news. Deals to be had in the cruise business, and I want to get into that shortly with you guys. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Peter Heckema talked to me first today, saying hi, Bruce and everyone. It's rainy season in Florida, so that's what's happening on and off today. 92 degrees in Tarpon Springs, humid, typical July day in Florida. Welcome, Peter. Robert Brant's here. Hi, Bruce and everyone. 86 in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. No ships in port today. Robert, welcome back. Love having you here. Richard C. is in Philly as usual. 85 degrees in Philadelphia. Got to be humid up there. Tracy Dunlop. Hi, Bruce and all. What can I say? Another hot day in Naples, Florida. 92 Fahrenheit by 11 this morning. Went out to pick limes and trim a tree. I lasted about a half an hour. I wanted to make key lime pie. Not happening today. Too hot. Can't do it. Tom Henry. Hi, everybody. 83 Fahrenheit in Richmond. Very nice today. That sounds awesome, Tom. Welcome. Way to go there. Tracy, Richard C. talked to my sister in Pennsylvania today, and she said having a reprieve from that extreme heat. Glad a little better in Philadelphia for you. Tom Henry saying, I love cream key lime pie there, Tracy. I love that stuff. Yum key lime pie, says Robert. Paul Wilgus is here. Hi, Bruce and all. 76 in Virginia with weird weather. Our normal low this time of year is in the low 70s, but the last two nights we've gotten into the low 50s. Okay. Tracy Dunlop at Tom Henry key lime, one of my favorites. My mom's recipe. It'll get done tomorrow. Our lime tree, only a couple years old, is full this year. Lots of margaritas too, I guess. Oh man, yes. Wes Morrison, 100 here in New Braunfels, Texas. Back to normal in Texas, isn't it, sir? Welcome, my man. Richard C. It's nice today indeed. Going to take daughter to dinner for birthday tonight. Richard is saying hi to Tracy. Robert Brent, I think Bruce is having problems. Yeah, I came on about 2 minutes late. Randy Lucas, greetings, Bruce, and all. It's a hot day up in the ridge in Paradise, California. Today's high is 102 degrees, and I'm out here working on my big-ass RV and motorcycles. Final prep for our 1-month summer trip. Fantastic, sir. Getting ready for the big one in his big-ass RV. Paul Wilgus, did you have a key lime tree or just a regular lime tree? I don't know if that's a trick question. Tom Henry, I don't have a link for the TV yet, he's saying. Not sure why he's telling me that. Tracy, happy birthday to your daughter. Have a great dinner. Messages are being sent between viewers here. Let's see what we got here. Hi, Bruce and all. Seakeeper is here from sunny Florida and muggy there. Welcome, sir. Paul Wilkes telling me that his gasoline is $2.49 a gallon. That is a good deal. Debbie Manuel, hi, Bruce and everyone. Quite chilly here in Northern California today, 104. Chico, California, 104. Yikes. Richard C., $3 a gallon in Philadelphia, he's saying, and he's telling me that's 80 cents a liter. Yeah, I guess that would be about right or so. That would work out to about $1.10 Canadian or so. I'm paying $1.40. Robert Brandt, it's about $4.79 here a gallon. I'm guessing that's up there. That's expensive gas. That's more than what I'm paying. Let's see here. Randy Lucas saw gas today for $3.49 for unleaded here in Paradise, California, the land of high taxes. Yes, sir. You're kind of Canada price. That's what we're paying around here. D&G Explorers, hi, Bruce and everyone. 105 in Madeira, California, and the fires in Yosemite are making the sky overcast. D&G Explorers, they are YouTubers. Welcome, guys. They have their own channel, and they love Disney, and they love cruising. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm glad you're here. I'm working on those guys to do a collaboration video. Did you get my message? I'm waiting for a response. I want to do a collab with you, and I've got an idea. Get a hold of me on my email. That should be down below here after the show. We got to talk. Wes Morrison here in New Braunfels, gas prices are between $2.39 and $2.45 a gallon. That is cheap gas in North America for sure. Let's go. Robert Brandt saying, Paul, look, it's not that far a drive though. Tom Henry, I need help answering the question. Port or starboard balcony room for my Buenos Aires to Santiago cruise. I think starboard. Cindy thinks port, which will give us better views of the glaciers and penguins. Interesting dilemma there. Gee, Tom, I'm trying to figure out. You got to look at it this way, I guess. Half the time that it's daylight, you may be on your balcony. The other half the time, you may not be on your balcony. You might be on the ship on various decks. Then it doesn't matter, obviously. Yeah, I would. I'm not sure how to kind of handle that one for you. That's a good question. Depends on what it is you want to see. I would think, though, that the ship will enter certain areas like fjords and others where there will be land on both sides. But you got to kind of decide on which way to go. Paul Wilgus, nothing there. Richard C., the 30% is for Google to pay its EU fine. They need $5 billion. There you go. Yeah, Google owns YouTube, and they need $5 billion for their EU fine. Of course, that's if they pay it, one, and that's if they don't appeal it and get a lower amount later. Who knows if they can or not? I don't know anything about that. Robert, I know we're just used to it. Robert talking about the price of gas, just used to the high price. It's just part of life up there. Tom Henry, Debbie, you're sounding like Ann. Jim Thomas is here. Randy, it costs they to ship it up the hill. Randy, it costs. It really costs to ship it up the hill. I'm not sure what he's saying. Seakeeper, darn typos. Gas was $2.74 a gallon here today in Southern Florida. Thumbs up. Trivia night today. Yay. I will pack my travel mug for my cruise August the 26th. 38 days to go. Very excited. Right on, Seakeeper. You should be. That is going to be nice. Iskew Park. Hi, Bruce. It's Iskew in Thunder Bay, Ontario. It's 23 Celsius, sunny here. How's everyone doing? We're doing great there, buddy. Jim Thomas, 108 here in Satan's Armpit, a.k.a. Anderson, California, 108. Whew, that's getting up there. Tracy Dunlop. I thought it was lime and Myers lemon tree when they planted it, but no lemons and limes look over and they look like key limes. as they are smaller. Debbie Manuel Thomas, I am just trying to psych myself out. Been so very hot for a while. Yeah, Debbie, you were in Seattle and Alaska last week and a half, 2 weeks ago on the Bliss, and now you're back to the heat, the heat, the heat. It's a tough one. Randy is laughing. Paul Wilgus saying Dunlop, cool. Let's see what else we got here. Richard C. Bruce, have you thought about relocating to Germany? It sounds really good place to retire to. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Love visiting the place. Do enjoy it, but no, I'm not going to retire there. Silo Steve, we are retiring in Bonaire. Lovely place, under 18,000 population. 74 for the high in Seattle, 57 for the low, he's saying, with clouds. 100 days to the Bliss, trip number 2. 549 until the Encore, and to be determined on the Joy. Laughing out loud. Yeah, that's right. I took a look today on the Norwegian cruise site, the website. No way to book a cruise yet on the Joy. They're not even set up for it yet. Still too early, I guess. Peter Heckema, gas in Tarpon Springs today, $2.62 a gallon. A little higher than other spots, but not too outrageous. Silo Steve, in Washington State, we have a 50-cent a gallon tax. Now they want to add a 40-cent a gallon carbon tax, so 90 cents a gallon, ridiculous. Welcome to Canada. We've been paying dearly for these taxes. They call them all kinds of things. They call them carbon taxes, environmental taxes, and whatever. Yeah, and then they have the income taxes and the sales taxes and the GST taxes. They're all there, and it all adds up into paying for the system that you're living in, and that's just the way it is. Richard C., looking at Panama to retire, they have great programs for North Americans. Another popular spot is Costa Rica. Lately, in the last 10, 15 years, Costa Rica has become a popular spot to consider. And then, of course, over the years, there have been people retiring to the Cayman Islands, the Bahamas, Mexico, certain spots. I think, what is the lake that call? Is it Lake? I don't want to say Lake. I'm going to say Lake Charles, but I could be dead wrong on this. Or is it Lake Chiapas or something like that? There's a spot in the interior of Mexico at about 5,000 feet elevation, where it's quite nice. The weather is just perfect. On a lake area there, tens of thousands of North Americans have retired there. Anyway, a number of places to consider. Scott Batchley, hi Bruce and everyone. Made it back. 70 here in Ventura. That's all right. 70 in Ventura. You gotta love that. Fantastic weather. Take that and run, man. That is awesome stuff. Back to the story about the Joy. I'm just looking at my notes while I'm talking to you folks, just to make sure I'm up to speed with everything here. Okay, here we go. A couple of things going on. All right. Here I am. West Coast. I want to talk to you about the West Coast. What's going to affect cruise prices going forward for the next 12 months, 2 years, and so on? We've been hearing, and I've been reporting to you guys in the last couple of weeks now. I've been talking to you about the fact that Carnival has a new ship going into Long Beach called the Panorama. That'll be a 4,000 passenger ship. It's in the size of the Carnival Horizon. It's a Vista class ship. It'll have all the bells and whistles, and it'll be out of Long Beach doing 7-day Mexican cruises. Then I mentioned that Princess Cruises is bringing a ship. I think it's the Royal Princess, if I'm not mistaken. The Royal Princess will sail out of Los Angeles, which is where Princess already operates a ship down to Mexico and back, out of the LA, the port of Los Angeles. And this ship will be offering classic California coastal cruises. I think that's what they're calling it. And they're talking about going from Los Angeles for a day or so at sea, coming to Monterey, where Pebble Beach is, that area, then heading from there the next day to San Francisco, spending 1 night, maybe 2 nights in San Francisco, then a day at sea, and coming all the way down to San Diego for a day, down to Ensenada for a day, which is the foreign component of the 1-week cruise, and then working their way back to Los Angeles. That is being heavily promoted by Princess. They're probably going to have all kinds of deals and offers for that cruise. And now we have our friends at Norwegian bringing their cruise ship from China over called the Joy. the $1 billion ship, purposely built, custom built for the Chinese cruise market for the next 10 years, and not even 18 months into the deal, barely a year into their offering, their time there, they're pulling the pin. They're getting out, and they'll be in Seattle next April. So that'll be less than 2 years in China instead of 10 years. And they're going to have to spend a minimum of $50 million to dry dock this ship and rip out all the signage that's in Chinese and Mandarin and replace it all with predominantly English language signage. All the menus will be out. The kitchens may be modified. Staff might be turned over, especially in the entertainment area. I mean, all the entertainment on board the ship was designed for the Chinese cruising market. They're now going to have to put in a the entertainment package that appeals to North Americans. In other words, what they've got on the Bliss, they're going to have on the Joy. And that means a lot of folks' contracts are up and they're not going to be renewed. Contracts may be terminated early. It all depends on where they are in their contracts. Another thing they're going to rip out is the casino. They're going to completely redo the casino because right now, every slot machine in that ship, I bet you, has got Chinese writing all over them, Chinese symbols everywhere. Those will all be redone and be North Americanized, I'm sure. Some will be easy to convert. Some will be just literally they will take a machine out, put another machine in, or a bank of them, and bring in a new casino director who can handle North Americans. That'll all be redone. The buffet might be redone. Certainly the offerings. Fried chicken is going to be available on the Joy. Let me tell you right now, there'll be hot dogs, burgers, and fried chicken and barbecue on the Norwegian Joy, because if they don't convert that thing over, there will be problems in North America land, because they want to take that ship to Los Angeles in the fall. They want to do Mexican cruises. They're going to have Mexican food on there. I bet you don't have any Mexican food on that thing right now. I'm talking about a lot of logistical changes coming up. All the contracts to supply the food and the alcohol canceled. As of next year, March, everything out of Shanghai and everything else, that's dead. That ship is getting out of Dodge. And new contracts are being set up out of Seattle and Los Angeles to supply the ship with all of its needs for its North American-dominated cruising market. The other issues that are affecting West Coast cruising. This is not just Norwegian. Now I'm talking about everybody. There are a number of cruising issues going on. There's the hated Alaska head tax. Alaska tried to impose something like, this is years ago, a $50 a head tax on all cruise ship passengers coming into Alaskan waters. And the cruise lines went right to court to fight it. And a bunch of them pulled out. They just didn't bother bringing ships into Alaska anymore. And I'm not sure how that got resolved, but I'm now I have an understanding that there are a number of cruise ports in Alaska trying to impose a tax per passenger, and they want more. They want more money per passenger to pay what they call their expenses to run these ports. Another issue, of course, is pollution issues. Will Alaskan ports go electric? Will they have plug-in electricity at these ports so the cruise lines can shut their engines off when they come to town, Skagway and other areas, so they don't have to pollute the air while sitting in downtown? Because we're talking about 23 cruise ships next year that will be in Alaska. 23 of them will be in Alaska next year. And if you've got 5 ships in Skagway dropping off 12 to 20,000 passengers, depending how big these ships are, for an outing, and those 5 ships keep those generators running on board and spewing all that carbon into the air, you're going to have a pretty smelly town by the end of the day with all of that exhaust just being pumped up there. So will there be a big push and mandatory push to electrify these ports for these ships so they can shut down their engines and just plug in onshore power? Mexico, another thing about Mexico, I was going to bring up Mexico. Okay, West Coast cruise issues. In the fall and winter, ships will leave Alaska. Some will apply the Mexican Riviera. Some will do Panama Canal cruising. Some will go through the Panama Canal and go to Caribbean. 17 ships will be doing Mexico and Panama cruises next year. The Joy is one of them. And Mexico security issues is a concern for cruise ships. A couple of years ago, you could not go to Mazatlan. They would not let you. They wouldn't even go to Mazatlan. Princess pulled out. Holland America pulled out. They weren't stopping in Mazatlan anymore because it got kind of scary. Now we're back on. Mazatlan is back on the itinerary again. But what if it goes the other way? And this is an issue that cruise ships cannot control. They cannot predict, and they can only hope, cross their fingers and hope for the best, that they don't lose ports of call because of security issues in Mexico. If all of a sudden Puerto Vallarta is out, Mazatlan is out, and Cabo is out, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Ensenada for a 6-hour stop? Yeah, you can do that. But now you're not offering Mexican Riviera cruises any longer. This could be an issue. Gangs who want to take over and play the extortion game, they'll take over a port city in no time if they want to control the business. And if they want to ensure that cruise ship passengers won't be bothered, they're going to go to the little city council for their payoffs. And all those port charges that those councils are charging the cruise lines, that money finds its way to unsavory types to protect the sanctity and security of cruise ship passengers. I don't want to go to a port like that. I don't want any part of it. So that's another issue that's facing cruise ships going forward. So there you are, Alaska head tax, Mexico security concerns. The last one is cost of fuel. Fuel for cruise ships right now had been rising until about 2 weeks ago. Oil reached about 74, 76 bucks a barrel, and then we had a bit of a drop off. We're now in the mid-60 range. We'll see how long this lasts. But with trade embargoes and other issues, there may or may not be a crude oil spikes or not. We'll have to see how that goes. But if oil went back to 80 bucks a barrel, 85, cruise lines are going to start talking about imposing a $10 a day fuel surcharge fee that they had ongoing back in 08, 09. And that is what killed off a big chunk of the West Coast cruising market back in 09 and 10. Once the financial crisis hit and these costs were going out of control, then we had security issues in Mexico all at the same time. Cruise lines bailed on California. They bailed on Mexico. They just got the heck out of there. And for a while, there was a real drop-off in the number of passengers who were visiting Mexico and California on cruise ships. Right now, it's the other way around, and there's pressure because of the Norwegian Joy, almost 5,000 passenger ship offering weekly cruises in Alaska and soon to be Mexico. We're talking 5,000 new berths that have to be filled out on top of the ships that are there now. And some of the ships that are there now and coming in are bigger, getting bigger. And so the capacity number continues to grow on a getting saturated area like Alaska, 23 cruise ships. Just to give you an idea what I'm talking about, the folks at Norwegian, of course, are operating the Joy and the Bliss, and they've been operating the Jewel out of Vancouver. Holland America is operating the Eurodam, Oosterdam out of Seattle. They're operating the Noy Amsterdam, the Volendam, the Westerdam, and the Noordam out of Vancouver. This is next year, 2019, Alaska. Carnival, the Legend, Princess, the Ruby and the Star, and that's out of Seattle. Out of Vancouver, the Island Princess, the Royal Princess, the Golden Princess, the Star Princess, and the Coral Princess. Celebrity is going to be operating the Solstice out of Seattle, and they're going to operate the Eclipse, the Solstice, and the Millennium out of Vancouver. Royal Caribbean, the Ovation of the Seas in Seattle, and the Ovation of the Seas and Radiance of the Seas out of Vancouver. Disney is going to operate the Disney Wonder out of Vancouver, Cunard, the QE2 out of Vancouver, and then we add the Joy into the mix. So there is a crowded playing field happening here. I'm curious about prices for cruises. Could be great for you guys. The deals that we could be offering, could be hearing about, could be just fantastic. I'm quite looking forward to it. But the cruise lines will pay dearly for this business. We'll have to see how this plays out. Scott Batchley, hi everybody. Made it back to Ventura Silo. Costa Rica has gotten spendy due to its popularity. Seakeeper, public transit tax, road maintenance tax on top of tax at the federal, provincial, and now even municipal level. And guess what? It's not going to stop because the feds are cutting back on the states are cutting back on the counties are cutting back on. It comes down to one person, the taxpayer. There's only one taxpayer. That's you. There are every level of government above you, but there's only one taxpayer because you can't slough it off to somebody below you. And so that's where we are all paying dearly. D&G Explorers, we were booked on the Ruby Princess West Coast trip for November, but had to cancel. The cost was really good and will do in the future. Okay. Wendy McCullough, gas in Knox County, Indiana, $2.87 a gallon. That's a little higher than most. Richard C. at D&G Explorers. Remember, Princess runs sip and sail every July for balcony and above for the fall and spring of the following year. Sylvia is here. Hi, Bruce and everyone. 87 cloudy in Greensboro. Welcome, Sylvia. Robert Brandt, smelly and dirty ice. Smelly and dirty ice. Let's see here. D&G Explorers, thanks for the information. Richard C. Maurice. Hello, Bruce. I was watching Josh Holcomb video, and he said he was on Carnival Ecstasy, and one of the stops is Princess K's, which is a private island there. But I thought Princess Cruises owns that island. Well, Princess Cruises is owned by Carnival Corp, and Carnival owns Carnival Ecstasy. So it's the same corporate family. So you've got Royal Holland America, Cunard, Costa, P&O. They're all owned by Carnival. So, yeah, they can all share the island. Richard C. Princess K is owned by Carnival. Great island, nice and relaxing, very clean water there to relax at. Paul Wilgus, Maurice, Carnival owns Princess. Richard C. Yes, on Panama Cruise, we stopped there. Didn't think I would like it, but it was great. Maurice, thanks, Paul. I got confused. Yep, there you go. Out of Los Angeles, by the way, next fall, the Joy, the Bliss, Oosterdam, Eurodam, the Carnival Imagination, the Carnival Inspiration, the Carnival Miracle. They'll be all operating out of LA. San Francisco is going to have the Grand Princess. LA is going to have the Royal Princess. LA is going to have the Celebrity Eclipse. San Diego is going to have the Disney Wonder. San Diego is going to have the Volendam, the Noy Amsterdam. The folks in LA will also have the Legend, which is a Carnival ship. Let's see here. Carnival, the Princess Corral will also be out of LA. Infinity, the Celebrity Infinity will be out of San Diego. The Vision of the Seas will be out of Los Angeles. San Diego is going to have, which ship is that, Bruce? The Wonder, sorry, San Diego, the Wonder, sorry, I've got that already. And that means 7 ships for the Panama Canal and 10 ships for Mexico, plus the Joy in both cases. So the Norwegian Joy is going to add a lot of capacity to the Panama side of things, 5,000 passengers per cruise. And Mexico, every week, 5,000 more capacity available for Mexican cruises. I'm saying to you guys, we got to keep our eyes open on vacationsgo.com and on these websites, because something tells me we may well be finding that the first order of business we're going to notice is going to be something like, oh yeah, book a cruise with us, no matter what the cruise line, free Wi-Fi, or free drink card, or free shore excursions. They're going to offer deals. The second thing they're going to offer is they're going to offer a lower price for the cruise. They're going to say, book an ocean view, get a balcony, no extra charge. But you'll find that the balcony used to be $800 and the ocean view used to be $500. Now the ocean view is $700. So you get a balcony for $700 instead of $800. Look for cabin credits as another shtick that they're going to offer. Don't be surprised if they start offering add-ons, just deal perks. The last thing they'll want to do is cut the fare, but they will cut the fare if they have to. They have to have 100% capacity. They want 104% capacity. They'll offer third and fourth passengers half price, maybe even a free cruise for the third and fourth passenger under 18 or under 16. That means families. They'll still want to collect the taxes and the fees and the tipping, but they'll come up with all kinds of schemes and deals. And so we've got to be vigilant going forward this next few months, because the Joy, the Norwegian Joy, they don't have the luxury of a 3-year booking window, not even a 2-year booking window. They're talking a 7-month booking window for some of these early cruises, 8-month booking window. Next April, they're cruising out of Seattle, 5,000 people a week. Let's go, baby. Got to fill this puppy up. So this should be a most interesting time. We'll have to see how it goes for us. Peter Heckema, any update on the group cruise? Ships are really starting to book up for January and February. Now I'm holding off booking anything until we hear from you. Richard C., Peter Heckema, we should do the stink ship and see how it is on MSC. Robert Brandt at Peter, I'd go. I think a lot of people would. Peter Heckema, I'm up for that. Peter Heckema, I just hope the food and the entertainment has improved. Tom Henry, I can bring my friend, or I'm not sure, bring my food, I guess, or bring my gas masks, he's saying. Everyone's laughing a lot. Don't know what's going on. I am looking for a cruise as well. I'm hoping to do one this November, but I am really concentrating on the new year, January, February. It will be interesting how many cruises will be available, how much how much capacity there is, how much vacancy there is. There'll be no shortage of ships in the Caribbean this year, folks. There is no shortage of ships. More ships have been built. The Symphony of the Seas will be there. We've got the Edge coming from Celebrity, of course. The Carnival Horizon is being added to the Caribbean this year. Right there, that's 15,000 capacity a week being added on top of what's been there. A few ships are being moved out, but more capacity coming in than coming out. But I haven't nailed anything down as of yet. This is July, but very shortly I hope to make announcements and let you know on it, because I'm up for that too. Want to see you guys, want to get together with you. Let's see here. What do we got? How is everybody? Juan is here. JG is here. How you doing, buddy? Santa Clarita, hot and muggy at 102 degrees. Oh man, Juan, hang in there, buddy. Tom Henry, join me Feb 29th for the South America cruise on the Star. It's a little far out for me. Lisa Moore, hello, Bruce. I'm planning a girls' cruise next year, but I don't know which one. Carnival Victory or Carnival Liberty, both stay overnight in the Bahamas. Right on. Debbie Manuel, hi, Juan. Lisa Moore, because they want to go to the Bahamas to hang out at the Atlantis Hotel and check out the island. They want to go. Yeah, that's something to check out for sure. Peter Heckema, we are off on the Symphony on November 24. Fantastic. Don't think you got that cheap though. That one wasn't at a discount, but hey, brand new ship. Check it out and go, Peter. Absolutely enjoy that ship for sure. Yes, this cruising season coming up will be most interesting. I think there'll be more movement. To tell you the truth, I think the issues in China run deep, and they're varied, many levels of issues in China. Why did Quantum get pulled? Why did the Joy get pulled? Normally, cruise ships will put a cruise ship in there. They'll build an audience. They'll find a following. They'll get a following, but they'll play for 2 or 3 years before they cough it up. They give it up. Not this time. Norwegian, a year, not even a year. They're already looking at it going, we're out of here. I have a feeling there are underlying issues that I haven't mentioned yet that I can't verify yet, but could be trade related. There could be part of this whole thing going on, and these publicly traded companies, U.S. publicly traded companies, they're pulling out of certain areas and certain businesses, and perhaps expansion plans may be put on hold with certain companies over there. I don't know. It's things can change overnight. In the U.S., they kind of can change overnight, depending on if a presidential order can make things happen overnight. But usually you need Congress to sort of enact new policies. In China, you don't have to go to a Congress to get rules changed. They're just changed like that. This is the new policy as of now, and we made the decision a minute ago, and that's the end of that. I don't know how that'll play out. So anyway, changes could be coming, but deals could be the order of the day for cruisers versus non-cruisers. It'd be good for the cruisers, but not for the cruise lines. Cruise lines may have to start reporting underutilized ship capacities to Wall Street for the first time in a long time, which will make Wall Street ask questions. Every answer they'll get, they'll have another question and another question and another question, because Wall Street hates uncertainty. Wall Street hates negative momentum. They love positive momentum and nothing but upgrades. They hate it when it flattens out and starts to go the other direction. But we'll have to see how the Wall Street, how it does in general, because these trade issues are rearing their ugly head in many places in the U.S., Canada as well, and we have to wonder just where we're going to be at. Anyway, there you go. Any comments on the cruise deals, let me know. Any questions you have on cruising, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer anything you want to talk about today. If there's anything I haven't covered already, tonight, 8 o'clock, we're on for trivia. I've got trivia questions already lined up for you guys. can't wait to hit you with some of these guys. We'll see how you do tonight at 8. I've really enjoyed the trivia lately. It's been a lot of fun. Today, we've got 14 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. Looks like we have 47 folks watching right now. Welcome, everybody, to the channel. I did post a video earlier today. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I did post a video today talking about the deals that we could be looking at and why. So you may want to catch that video. And I did do a video yesterday as well, a short one, regarding the Norwegian Joy story. If you haven't heard it already or you want to know a little more about it, that's your opportunity to go check it out. And we'll see what happens there. All right, there's the latest on what's going on here. If anyone has anything else they want to talk about, I'll cover it. Otherwise, I'm shutting her down. I'm on at 8 o'clock tonight. And thank you for all your support in the meantime following this guy. I'm really enjoying it. Robert Brandt just came in with a question or a comment. I just think some of the cruise stocks are heavily owned by some funds, and can almost dictate cruise policy. It's possible, although pension funds don't want to get into telling management how to run their business. It'll be interesting to see what happens here going forward with the latest takeover of Silver Sea by Royal Caribbean. They took Silver Sea over about 3 weeks ago, and they'll close that deal in the next few months. They will own 2/3 of that company. That has given Royal Caribbean a 6-star cruise line to get into. But will anyone pick up Panama Cruise Line? Will that be absorbed by anybody? That is a line expanding quickly. Viking Line. I've always wondered if the Viking people will ever acquire another cruise line to offset their high-end 6-star service. Will they go for something a little lighter? But at the moment, they are dedicating their focus on one ship every 9 months to expand out. They're going from 5-6 ships to about 12-14 ships the next 4 or 5 years. Should be interesting to watch. Richard C., take care, everybody. And Jordan, great show. Bruce, we'll see you all at trivia. Richard C., have a great day. Tom Henry, hi, Ann, where have you been? Yeah, the cruising business is a very delicate business. These ships can be moved anywhere. That's the beauty of cruise ships. You can just take them wherever you want them to go. But they can also be vulnerable to local politics, local taxation, new rules, environmental changes, all kinds of issues. Richard C., I think Viking will be taken over. Robert Brandt, based in Connecticut. Peter Heckema, see you later for trivia. Any hints, Bruce, what it'll be about? Can't tell you. If I tell you, it gives it away, and so I got to keep it quiet. Got a little variety of questions for you guys, though. And Jordan, thanks, Richard. Trivia Trivia Addict. Looking forward to all of that. Yeah, interesting. Viking being taken over? I don't know. Viking is, they've got 65 Viking river ships. They now have 6 ocean-going, or 5 ocean-going, 6 on order coming out shortly, 7th being started. Lots of construction going on there. As each year goes by, Viking gets more expensive to acquire. But I don't know who would for sure grab them. I thought maybe MSC might grab them. MSC, if they took over Viking, they would have a 5-star line and then a 6-star line. And with 14, 15 ships going in the next 5 years or so, MSC would now have 2 divisions. That would be quite something. But MSC is expanding, as we know, with 13, 14 new ships right now. They'll be in the 20s, the mid-20s in no time. They will surpass Norwegian as the 3rd largest cruise line in the world. Despite Norwegian's attempts to keep growing, they are getting caught by MSC. Should be most interesting to see what comes out of there. Juan JG is saying, see you tonight. You betcha, Juan. I'm looking forward to catching up with you, too. How are we doing for thumbs ups now? 18 thumbs ups? Well, 18. We'll go from there. Anybody wants to spare a thumbs up today? Thank you very much for that. I think I've kind of covered everything I need to talk about today. I don't want to bore you guys. And if I'm caught up, I'm caught up with the news of the day. I'm going to get ready for tonight's trivia. 8 o'clock Eastern. That is in, a couple of hours? 2 hours, 10 minutes. I hope you join me for that. And then tomorrow, being Friday, I'll be on at 5 o'clock Eastern time, Saturday at 2, and we'll have lots of fun there. Robert Grant, see you all today. And Jordan woke up late. Tom Henry, bye till 8 p.m. Thank you, Tom. And you're a little late. I'm just getting ready to shut her down and get ready for my show at 8 o'clock tonight. Trivia is on in a little over 2 hours, 10 minutes from now. Guys, thank you for all your support. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce. Say it. I'm done for now. I'll see you at trivia later. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.